Hello everybody, Jerome Wright here, and once again you're joining me on my Jerome Wright YouTube channel here on YouTube. In this video I'm going to be talking about bottled water and how I found that bottled water is unhealthy for you through my paranormal experience and encounter. This experiment that I've done, here is a bottle of water. It's actually tap water, and here's an empty regular bottle, okay, and there's another. And they say that consumers spends billions and billions of dollars on bottled water. And through my experience and encounter, I pay full attention to my body and what is actually going on in my body, and what is going and what occurs with any change. Here in a measuring cup is just regular tap water, okay, from my tap. Now, I found out that tap water is actually better than the bottled water that I've actually been drinking. And when I get done, you're going to agree with me. So how can it be that my tap water that comes through my spigot is better than spring water or water that has been purified and has been processed to be better, and in some cases has came into our minds to be better for us than our own tap water? And when I get done, you will agree with me that I am right and why I am right. But I'm going to take you through some logics first before I actually get to my main point, to the climax. In other words, it's going to be a build-up. First of all, my regular tap water. Okay, let me shut this door for a minute. My tap water, I use it on a daily basis, and in most cases we all do. Okay, we use our tap water to do our laundry. We use our tap water to wash our faces, brush our teeth, wash our bodies. I mean, we come in contact with our tap water every day in our area. And I have this map up here for a reason. I'm up here in North America, and there's north and south. There's south down there, and there's north up here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I've got this map up here for a reason as well, too. Now, not just that. Every day in our lives that we come in contact with this water, we use it for cooking. We boil, to cook our greens, to cook our corn, everything. Boiled water. I mean, we use this water religiously. The water that we use in doing this is in the very air that we breathe, because this water comes into our lives through a process which is like an evaporation process, where the rain, and then it goes into the springs, and then it finds its way into our resource centers, and it comes through our spigots and out through for us to drink and use it in this way. So this water is our lifeline that comes naturally through our spigots and into our lives. It's like an umbilical cord. And also, let's just say, I'm here somewhere in North America, let's say right here, and basically that water that comes into my life here in North America here in my area is consistent with an environment that my body has adapted to. So my body is adapted to water that is in my area. In my case, South Jersey. I'm in South Jersey. This water has become conformed to my body. My body has become conformed to this water. I mean, it's like this water and me are like, my body, it's almost like the way we need the sun to survive, our world with the sun, in order to survive. You know what I mean? So my body is used to this water in this South Jersey area. This is what I'm used to drinking. This is, the oxygen levels in it, the materials that's in this water. My body has adapted specifically to that water. It's almost like with you in your mother's belly during those months of pregnancy. You can't take you out of her body and you can't switch it up or put another baby in her stomach at that point, or vice versa. Your body is used to the chemistry in her body, and this is the same thing that I'm stating with our water. Now, for most cases, and if you're with me, if you understand what I'm stating here, in most cases, what is happening is that Americans and people globally are going in, taking and buying bottled water. Let's just say now, and I was doing it as well too, that there is supposed to be some good spring water that's coming out of South America. Now, I go to my local store here in North America and buy water that comes from South America and start drinking it. Surely you must know that this is a cause for some type of chemical change in our bodies, even though it's just water, because the water in South America is different than the water that I'm drinking in North America, and it's not just even that far. It could be deviated from I'm talking about just from one state to the next. Drinking water from one, it doesn't even have to be in a whole different location in America. It could be just one state over. The ground minerals and materials, the elements, the chemistry in the grounds and in the chemistry of the rain process that creates this water are varying from one location to the next. To change and alter that chemistry with your body, with that connection with the earth and with that water, is to alter you. My body, through my paranormal experience and encounter, has realized this. Now, for the first time I wrote notes here. I don't know why I write notes down, because I deviate from the notes so bad that I don't even see what's going on here with my notes. Well, anyway, let me get to my major point here. I run 6 miles a day. I started out running 3 miles, and then I let it build up. Now, normally before, what I notice is that when I go out on these runs, because I'm overly clothed to make these runs. So when I go to take these runs, I'm sweating like crazy. So basically what I do is I drink water before I go. Now, basically I was drinking bottled water. I try to at least down a bottle or half a bottle or whatever I can take into my body of water before I go, because I know that I'm gonna be sweating, because I'm overly dressed specifically to produce sweat out my body, to burn calories. So as I was starting out, when I first started out, I realized that my breathing was labored, and the first few miles I have to actually get myself in tune with this run. But still yet, I noticed that my distance, my breathing was restricted, everything seems to be restricted, my distance and all. And I said, I equated that with me getting back into the rhythm and the flow of running. So over the first week, month, it turned into a month, that I'm drinking bottled water, I noticed that I was drinking this bottled water, and basically there was a restriction in my running. So one day I ran out of bottled water, and I didn't even, without realizing it, I was drinking tap water just to have water in my body, and I went running. Now I noticed that my breathing on this day, even though there was a high humidity out and it was hotter, that my breathing was more regulated, and I noticed that my breathing was, I could control it. I can, and it was more deep. I can go in without, taking that gas. I was okay with running, and in fact, my running I went at a greater distance, because now mentally, with this better breathing in this regulated breathing, should I say, I was able to say, you know what? Today, instead of me going my regular 3 miles, I'm going to go 4 miles. And then as I got at 4 miles, I went to 5. And I have my area mapped out. I know exactly how far I'm running because I would go behind in my car and I would actually use the odometer to gauge the distance that I run. So therefore, I did it and I didn't realize at that point what was going on. So the whole time, now so for about a week now, and I had to go back out, I pay attention to everything. And it took for almost about a week for me to realize that my distance in running and my regulated breathing came from the tap water, which I was now drinking, as opposed to the bottled water. Now, again, through my paranormal, here's another bottle of water. Through my paranormal experience and encounter, I'm stating to myself, well, how can this be? Bottled water is supposed to be better for you, and then it's my tap water. And then it dawned on me because all I have to do is ask myself the question, and the answer comes. This is through my genuine paranormal experience and encounter. This is what normally happens with me today because I pay attention to everything that is going on with me. And the answer came crystal clear, just as this water is crystal clear. You know what the answer is? Is that these bottles of water have restrictions, just like those restrictions that was placed on me in my distance that I run and my breathing. These bottles of water have restrictions on them. You know what the restrictions are? First of all, they carry alien bodies, meaning that they come from areas from other than that of where you reside and what your body got used to taking in. That's number one. Because I growed up all my life on the tap water in my area. So this is what my body identifies with, is conformed to. So my body recognizes that tap water because all through my life of being a baby through to current as being an adult, my body is conformed to this water here, not to this water here. But there's something even more deeper than that I found out about this. You know what else? Besides all of that, and I'll put more in writing because I'm going to run out of time here, is that this has a restriction on the oxygen levels that is in this because this is a packaged product. There is a restriction on the oxygen that comes into this bottle. If there is any, the levels of it would be far more reduced than those that come through your tap water. Turn on your tap water and you'll see the bubbles bubbling. This oxygen is essential for not just the release of this oxygen into your blood, but into your heart, and into your mind, your brain, your entire body. Those oxidized levels that comes through this water that your body is used to getting and having throughout your entire life, from your childhood through to adult, was changed at a point when you became an adult and got involved in buying water. Bottled water reminds me of religion. You know why? Because they both come into your life through a fear factor. That if you don't have this, something bad is going to happen to you. So this is how bottled water made its way into the lives, my life, your life, and the many of them. But I don't drink it no more. You know what I drink? The water that I was born into as a child. Because that's what my body chemistry is already used to. And that's how I was able to run further. And I noticed and I picked up on it, and my body was oxidized in a far greater way. I'll put more in writing because I'm going to lose time here. But I converted back to the water that I was born into. And I'll put more in writing. Thank you.